Everybody, welcome to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and attention coach, Jeff Copper. One of the things my channel does is we really try to face the facts, hard-hitting things, really try to explain what's going on with ADHD and not take an oversimplistic view of kind of what's going on. And I really want to do a couple videos just kind of debunking some of the stuff that's out there because often it has you paying attention to the wrong thing. And recently, there was somebody who said that you need to set deadlines for motivation. And one of the things that my cognitive ergonomics from the Inside Out program, which is a new intervention from ADHD, really kind of reveals is that much of ADHD is an executive function impairment, really one around problem solving, around ambiguity. And so, what's my point in on this? This idea of setting a deadline to get motivation, there's two sides of this. Some people will react to that and they say, "Oh my God, it's the deadline, and I got all this adrenaline and stuff." And I'm gonna give you that. But if that's your strategy lifetime, do you have any idea what will happen to you over a long period of time, living deadline to deadline to deadline? You ever heard of burnout? Kind of fuels that. I mean, it's exhausting after a while. For some of you, you feel shame because you're setting deadlines all the time for yourself and you're not getting them done. Well, what I really want to debunk is just setting a deadline to get motivation is not really necessarily the solution. A lot of times, the underlying problem is you don't really know what to do. And by sitting there and saying, look, by the way, I don't even have to see your procrastination list. I can tell you that 80% of it, probably some level of what you're not doing, is rooted in ambiguity. And have you ever noticed there's a high correlation between uncertainty and avoidance? Uncertainty and avoidance. There's a high correlation between motivation and clarity. If you're clear, you do things. So my point of this video is it's an oversimplistic symptomatic view of set deadlines in order to get motivation, but I would argue that motivation comes when you have clarity, and what you should be doing is taking a look at what you're doing and gain the clarity of that. So there's two things going on in this video. Number one is you have these oversimplistic ideas of what's supposed to help you with ADHD, and they don't really address the underlying problem. Number two, if it was easy to do this, you would have done it already. But number three is the underlying problem is a lot of times you're struggling with the clarity. So what do you do about that? Well, it's really about problem solving. So there's not one answer, but I will tell you this is that going and collaborating with people to identify what it is and get to work with them can help you or solve for that underlying problem. So I hope this gives you pause to think and begin to understand is that a lot of what you're being given is symptomatic stuff. Now, that said, I'm going to ask for your help. I really try to identify what's really going on with this, and more, because of AI and gurus, there's a lot of entertaining things on the internet that capture people's attention, and quite honestly, it leads you down the wrong direction. So I ask you to subscribe to my channel, hit the likes, and share my content with people that you think could benefit from it. Because I'd like to really get to the people that are really listening to these types of tips and it's not working and say, hey, you're paying attention to the wrong thing. Don't focus on deadlines for motivation. Focus on getting clarity and focus on trying to find people to help you get clarity as a means to get it done. If you like this, hit our subscribe button, like this video if you will, make a comment, whatever. We would certainly appreciate it. We hope this is giving you pause for think. Catch you next week with another great edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.